We stand for a change. We made that happen when the election was. We're going to make it happen this time. It's time for a change.
It's a tough situation dealing with young people in these conditions, in the situations that these young people find themselves in.
Kids used to come out of here with a trade. Kids don't come out of here with anything now except how to become a better criminal.
They're not getting their needs met, and we're not getting our needs met.
Amen.
If they're suffering, we're all suffering. There needs to be change. There needs to be change now.
It's not acceptable for these officers, and particularly in this facility, to walk off the job. That just makes things much worse. But we are doing all we can, bringing all the resources we have to bear to see that the situation is improved.
DJJ employees walked away from their jobs at the Broad River Road facility to protest problems that they are seeing at the agency. It's an agency in crisis. That's how employees are describing it. Staffing shortages, lack of security, and extremely long hours are just a few of their concerns. News 19 has a team of reporters covering multiple angles of this story today. We start this evening with Julia Kaufman, who talked with the protesters. Julia.
That's right, Darcy. That's right, Darcy. Employees were out here at this location all day protesting their working conditions they say are unsafe. About 20 to 30 employees walked out of this facility this morning and stayed out here until they spoke with the director himself, Freddie Pugh. Now, their main concerns are really being underpaid and overworked. Some of the juvenile correctional officers say they work for over 24 hours straight with little to no breaks. They're also concerned about safety. They say multiple assaults happen here a week, and they feel that they're not being heard or protected by leadership. Another person we saw out here in the protest today was Senator Katrina Shealy. She's been advocating for change here at DJJ since an audit report came out finding several violations within the agency. Let's take a listen.
I've talked over and over with the governor's office. I have asked them to make some changes. They haven't done that. And, I was surprised when I got the phone call this morning that said, they had walked out. But, I don't blame them. I'm proud that they took a stand.
Yeah. It's people getting really bad assaulted, and you don't see them for months because it's just that bad. The kids are not safe because we as staff members, if you're working that many hours, you don't have a high response time. Communication is down, you're tired. So how can we as officers protect the kids if we're working these long hours like this?
Now, the director did come out eventually this afternoon and speak with employees. He answered their questions and addressed concerns. We asked the agency how things are looking inside the facility since so many of their staff members walked out today. They say they're doing their best to keep juveniles safe and secure, and they're working to keep juveniles in small groups so the staff that is in there is not overwhelmed. Darcy?
Julia Kaufman reporting live for us right outside of DJJ. As Julia just mentioned, DJJ Director Freddie Pugh held an unplanned question and answer session with employees this afternoon. They asked Pugh what is being done about staff safety and security as well as staffing hours. Some staff members say they're working 24 hours straight, while others say there's no security to prevent staff from being assaulted.
I was working Lowry back in 19. I got knocked out cold by a juvenile. Warwick Juvenile Justice refused to file charges on this juvenile for knocking me out. And plus, why the camera system not working?
So I would have to look this case up. What's your name?
You should know my name. White. White. Yes, it was.
Yeah. Do we? So,
is it a personnel matter?
We're not going to discuss a personnel matter in open session, right? I tell you what, you and I can get together, and I'll get with Mr. Flowers and figure out, because apparently there's something going on with personnel. We're not going to put nobody's business in the street, but I'm certainly willing to dig into your situation and find out what happened.
Our reporters who were there say Pugh and those employees spoke for more than an hour. Governor Henry McMaster did weigh in on this situation this afternoon. As News 19's Emily Carell explains, he believes there is another solution.
This is not the way to to make things better.
Governor Henry McMaster responded to the employees' demands at the Department of Juvenile Justice Friday morning by saying he hears them, but walking out is not the answer.
There's no excuse for anyone to walk off of a job, particularly this kind of job, where leaving their post puts not only the young people in danger, but also puts enormous stress on those officers who are still in the facilities trying to do their job to keep everyone safe.
Governor McMaster says he's asked the State Law Enforcement Division and the Department of Corrections to stand by in case extra help is needed, and other state departments are going through the pay and compensation of these employees currently.
So I'd ask everyone to go on back to work. We are well aware of the problems. We've asked for additional money, I think $4.2 million in pay to be in the budget. It is in the budget now to be approved by the General Assembly.
The governor also said that DJJ Director Pugh and Officer Sterling offered $7,500 bonuses in their offices and even more for referrals to the department.
It's not acceptable for these officers, particularly in this facility, to walk off the job. That just makes things much worse.
When asked if there would be any repercussions for the employees who walked out of DJJ Friday morning, Governor McMaster just reiterated that they needed to walk back in. I'm Emily Carell, News 19 WLTX.
Emily, thank you. So we reached out to SLED to see if they had been asked to assist with the situation at DJJ. Spokesperson Tommy Crosby, says SLED has been asked by Governor McMaster to conduct an independent review in the handling of criminal allegations and criminal investigations conducted by the South Carolina Department of Juvenile Justice. SLED is in the process of conducting that review. He goes on to say, as far as this morning's situation at DJJ, they are ready to provide support, but he says their services have not been requested. Concerns over the agency are not new. Reported issues first started to come to light after a major riot in February of 2016. The incident lasted about 4 hours at DJJ's Broad River Road site. Jail officials at the time said that juveniles stole cars, set fires, and escaped through drainage gates during the disturbance. In 2017, the Legislative Audit Council issued a review of DJJ. The review stated that the department was not prepared to respond to major issues like the riot that happened the year before. Lawmakers also found that the majority of female officers were not equipped with any weapons, and SLED was never called to help respond to the riot. At the time, the council also found that the department had failed to report 2 juvenile deaths, one that they believed was foul play. The Department of Juvenile Justice has several facilities across the state. Here in Columbia, the Broad River Road complex serves as the agency's long-term site. There are facilities for male and female offenders, and the site provides schooling for the juveniles. A different site off Broad River Road houses the DJJ Juvenile Detention Center. This is a centralized short-term facility for young people before going to trial. Youth wait trial on serious and violent charges at that facility, at that location. DJJ has 3 regional evaluation centers, one in the upstate, Midlands, and coastal regions. These provide court-ordered evaluations for juveniles before their cases are finally decided. The agency has several community-based residential services that provide less restrictive environments. In 2018, a former DJJ officer was sentenced to a year behind bars for violating the civil rights of juveniles. The officer was found guilty of instructing other employees to hogtie 2 juveniles as a form of punishment. The case was investigated by SLED and the FBI. A new report on DJJ was reviewed by lawmakers just last month. The Legislative Audit Council found evidence of insufficient security measures, medical care, and schooling. The audit shows in 2016, DJJ had 1,367 employees. That number dropped to 1,229 employees in 2020. That's a loss of nearly 140 employees. Our team coverage continues with J.R. Berry. He spoke with State Senator Dick Harpootlian, who has been calling for change at the Department of Juvenile Justice. J.R.
Yeah, ladies, I'm being joined now by Richland Senator Dick Harpootlian, who has been a critic of DJJ and the operations that have been going on over there. What do you make of the actions today, the walkout by the staff members over there?
They're almost predictable. The DJJ has been a dumpster fire for the last 2 years, as long as Freddie Pugh's been heading it up. We have a Justice Department study that found inadequacies, gross inadequacies. We just got a Legislative Audit Council report detailing shortfall after shortfall, mistake after mistake, inadequacy after inadequacy. We had a hearing 2 weeks ago where Mr. Pugh came and testified, didn't even know what the law was. You know, most importantly, I don't think he has any grasp of his finances. He kept complaining about a lack of funding. He didn't spend $11 million of what we gave him last year. So if you're not spending everything you got, how can you complain about funding?
So what can lawmakers do in the situation to perhaps make things better at DJJ?
Well, two things. Freddie Pugh has to resign or be fired by the governor. This is the governor's problem, not the legislature's problem. We don't know what they need because he doesn't know. That would be Freddie Pugh doesn't know what they need. He talks a good game, but you know, there's no. What we saw today were workers who say that they don't feel safe working there. They say kids aren't safe there, and they're being asked to work 20-hour shifts, 24-hour shifts. There are 140 or 50 vacant positions out there. The pay is inadequate, all kinds of things. But we don't know. The Legislative Audit Council report gave us some indications, but you need somebody running the agency that knows what the agency needs and bring that to the governor and to the legislature. We don't have that.
And will lawmakers be talking about this issue when they come back next week?
It looks like we may have a subcommittee hearing on Wednesday, Katrina Shealy's subcommittee. And let me tell you something, kudos to Katrina Shealy, Senator Katrina Shealy. She has been on this issue. She was out there today with the workers. She is focused laser-like on making sure that children are not abused and neglected, and that the workers that are responsible for those children are given adequate tools, including not having to work 20 and 24-hour shifts.
Speaking of that Republican senator from Lexington, you're the Democrat senator from Richland County, so this seems like both parties are on the same page when it comes to the issues over there.
Well, I think some of us on both sides of the aisle are together on this issue. You hear some folks trying to defend Pugh. I don't see it. He was not only not responsive, but displayed a tremendous lack of knowledge about what his job is last week or 2 weeks ago during the hearing.
All right, Richland Senator Dick Harpootlian, thank you so very much for your time. So there you have it. The senator is saying that Freddie Pugh needs to resign or needs to be fired over at DJJ. Lawmakers will be back again on Tuesday. This is certainly something that they will be talking about.